Okay, so today we have Deftones Sextape. I think I've only done one reaction to the band before, and that was to Be Quiet and Drive Far Away. I don't know if this is a weird place to come back to them. That song came out in 97. This song came out in 2010. But the title grabbed me. What do you want from me? It's an intriguing title, so let's get into it. Talk about it after. Watch the video here, too. As my cat jumps on my bed. I got a friend now. Here we go. Very unassuming. This is beautiful, I gotta say.
Cruising through the city after hours, with me fusing all our powers. Here's to all. Take me one more time. Take me
There we go. My goodness gracious. Deftones, Sextape. Like I said off the top, this track grabbed me because of the title. What do you want from me? Going into it too. I do know, of course, the band, from what I've heard, it could sound jagged, could sound a bit heavy metal or new metal, whatever you want to say. So going into that and with the title called Sextape, I thought maybe that's what we were going to get. But no, it was the opposite of that. This was one of the most sensual, I would imagine this has to be one of the most sensual tracks. This was sensual. This was melodic. This was beautiful. As I mentioned at one point during the song when things calm back down, this was lush as hell as well. I mean, I could say I could go on and on. But I'll say from the get-go, when the beautifully gently played guitar came in, the beautifully gently friggin' strumming right off the bat, and the echo on it, oh my goodness gracious, just the echo, and it's just, as it just like reverberated kind of through your body, and it just shows where we were going to go with this track. It sets the tone, and as the drums kick in there, which were steady, it had that steady groove the whole way through. It was very slow. It was very kind of pounding when it did come in. It was just beautiful in that way as well. I'm going to say beautiful a lot here. The drums were also very atmospheric. The whole song was atmospheric. Can you believe that? I did not expect this to be very shoegazy, if that's a word, but a lot of shoegaze going on here. A lot of dream pop. I mean, I've listened to so many different shoegaze bands from the 80s and 90s. I've done reactions on them. I didn't know the band was going to go that way either coming here. Bringing that influence into 2010. It's just, oh my God. It's just... And what I love about shoegaze is the spiraling guitars as we went into that big grand chorus, I guess you'd say, and as Chino was saying tonight and different things. I wasn't looking at the lyrics, so I apologize, but I was watching the video. But as he was going on and on talking about waves and his voice would raise, oh my God. But going into that where the band just really came together and the drums became more lively, the guitar became more lively, and as I mentioned, kind of spiraling. And but it would spiral, but not in a way, maybe the song you could say became more frantic, I guess, in that way. It became more fast, but it's also just so easy listening. It's still very easy to listen to. It's still very easy to get into. It transfers you to a different realm, a different mindset. I don't know if this sounds weird to say or it's too profound to say, but watching these two women, I guess, in the video underwater, which is, that's hot. Hello. But, the video is great as well to go along with the song, but watching them be underwater and, he talks about the waves and he talks about floating, and just when that grandiose part comes in, that's what I felt like. I felt like I was floating. And then you have, again, Chino's vulnerable friggin' voice over top of everything too, and sensual voice. We want to talk about sensual there too, again, where he just matched the song so well. I think about the bass guitar here too, that was kind of underneath, at least in my ears, kind of underneath things, and that just kind of rode along the waves of the song too. Everything about this was just so, and I did read a quote before too, before I got into this, from Chino Moreno, and he talked about how this is one of his favorite songs they've done. I don't know if it was just for that time or of all time, but either way, it's one of his favorites, and of many. And he talked about how too he felt like a lot of the band here had equal parts, and I got to agree. Without that guitar, without that drum, without his voice, I mean, that's what made it all sound so cohesive and tight, and what made me feel like I was floating. I mean, my goodness gracious, it's psychedelic in that way too. With that video and all the colors and, kind of some 60s vibes come to mind for that too. So I don't know, they were channeling their heroes here maybe. And, yeah, I just really enjoyed, just the feeling. I don't know that I can't, there's other words I want to say, but that transcendental, is that the word I'm thinking of? Feeling? I don't know. It just it washes your fears away almost in a way, because these people are underwater the whole way through, and you just think about how free they are, and then you feel like you're free listening to this. It's just, I don't know. It's just, that's what all came to my big fat head the whole way through. So I really enjoyed it, if you couldn't tell. Just from the get-go, and as it would climb up and come back down. And obviously here too, what I love, I don't know if I already kind of mentioned this, but maybe I kind of alluded to it, but the song is called Sextape, and you're thinking, as I mentioned earlier, this is going to go hard, or this is going to be, just nuts, and it's not. I love that juxtaposition, there's a word, and how it's called Sextape, but it's one of the most sensual songs about sex you'll ever hear. Again, you think about a sex tape and you just think about lust, you think about quick lust or quick love, you think about porn, I don't know, this kind of stuff. But with this one, it's not really about that at all. I mean, although the video is, depicts two beautiful women going at it a little bit, when you think about it in the lyrics, you think about Chino and maybe his lover, or whatever you want to say, the narrator and their lover. You think about how they're going at it so beautifully. If you've never seen someone have sex this wonderfully, and this, transcendent transcendent, if that's another word. I can't think of the fucking words, but either way, you've never seen people have sex like this. It's one of the most beautiful sex acts you'll ever see. And with a title called Sextape, it's just, I love that kind of parallel, or, juxtaposition anyway, if I could fucking talk. But anyway, yeah, so it just makes you think it's going to go one way and then it goes the other. My goodness gracious. It's a bit abstract that way. Goodness gracious. So, moving on to the personnel here. Of course, I know of Chino Marino, but I don't know anyone else, so I want to give people their due. This is for the whole song, so this should be right, of all the people on it. So, of course, Chino Marino, as I mentioned, on vocals and guitar. Stephen Carpenter is on guitar. I would imagine there was more than one guitar, and there was, because it just, that the sound was just kind of bombastic in that way, that there had to be more than one. Abe Cunningham on drums here. As I mentioned, that steady groove. Didn't have to be too fast, didn't have to be too frantic until they went on into those choruses, and even then, it still was a steady kind of frantic feel. Then we go on. Frank Delgado, I want to say there, is on keyboards and samples, and Sergio Vega, is that a wrestler? I think it's a wrestler. Anyway, but I don't think he's a wrestler. He's a musician here. But Sergio Vega is on bass. And, no, I'm thinking of Savio Vega. Anyway, but he was on bass here. And as I mentioned, I like how you could hear that. Kind of, that if anything, the bass was a bit chunky here, or a bit gritty or whatever. To me, anyway, the most gritty part of the song. But just a great, landscape, a great, landscape for Chino's voice. That just kind of glided along here. So let's go to these lyrics now. We got the intro off the bat. That's where we start. Floating underwater. And as I mentioned earlier, that just kind of sets the tone. It just kind of tells you what's going on here. You're going to be floating underwater listening to this track. Ever-changing picture. And of course, water can, kill you. Water can be bad as well. But here it's just, you're free under the water. You're like a mermaid. Good God. Ever-changing picture. Hours out from land, in tune with all our dreams. And the whole floating underwater, the people in the video here, obviously, a lot of this is about sex, the ever-changing picture. I think about the ever-changing feeling between them, the ever-changing picture of sex that is happening here. Anyway, hours out from land, you think about how free these people are. And now that they're hours from land, they can be in tune with their own dreams and the dreams that they have together. They can actually think, now that they're away from the busy city, if you want to say that much. But we go on to the first verse now. The ocean takes me in, and it's just, oh my God, it's just, the ocean takes me in, and it's just like, oh, I want to be taken as well. To watch you shake it. Now, I feel like that's kind of straightforward. That's what I like about the song, is that there's those beautiful, poignant lines that can be, double meaning or whatever. But then to watch you shake it, I just think about somebody shaking their ass. So there you go. Watch you wave your powers, tempt with hours of pleasure. And I feel like that's pretty straightforward too, but it's still poetic. It's still beautiful. Watch you wave your powers, the power you have over me with your love, with your lust, with your body, with you shaking it, all these different things. And you can control me in that way. And tempt me for hours. I mean, it seems like they're going to have hours of pleasure, which is nuts. I mean, my God. Anyway, pre-chorus, take me one more time, take me one more wave. And this is, the pre-chorus where he starts really where the band really starts riling up. Take me for one last ride, I'm out of my head. And one last ride, I think about, I guess you would say he or her riding him. I mean, yeah. And I think it's in maybe the second verse, but they talk about cruising around the city. That could also be another ride, of course, and take me for one ride in your car, but also take me for a ride on your dingling. I mean, yeah, so there you go there. But take me one more time. And they want to have more. He wants to have more and more sex, it seems like. Yeah, it's so good and it's so wonderful, and it just takes him away to a different place. You want more of it. Then we have the chorus, tonight. And how he just raises his voice there because of course Chino has that aggressive voice, and that kind of shows up here where he raises it to that level. And I love how he gives a little inkling of that to show that, hey, I can still soar. My goodness gracious, boys. The sound of waves collide. Tonight, we ride. My goodness. They're going at it tonight like animals. And I feel like waves here is another way of saying sex. And the sound of waves, the sounds of sex, I mean, that comes to my mind. The sounds of sex, the sounds of the clapping, I don't know what you want, but that's what comes to my big fat head for that whole part. And they just say it in such a great and unassuming way almost. You almost kind of forget about what they really are talking about. Then the second verse, as I mentioned, cruising through the city after hours with me, fusing all our powers, here's through all our dreams. And it's just like every line fits so well together. They fall into place. But as I mentioned, cruising through the the city and there's a ride for you. After hours, I think about at nighttime. And this whole song, I mean, it almost reminds me of a song like Night Swimming from REM. It's just, it has to be played at night. If it's played during the daytime, it doesn't have that same feel or that same connection. For me anyway, especially, you know, it is nighttime as I do this, as you can see out the window maybe. But yeah, it just seems like the perfect time to do it. And cruising through the city too and listening to this would just go hard. As my nose is itchy, my God. But anyway, and yeah, one of my favorite times to drive is probably at nighttime because nobody is out and I can just cruise along, listen to music. It's just, it's a beautiful time. And that's more of that kind of going on there. And then we have the pre-chorus. Take me one more time, take me one more wave, take me one less ride. I'm out of my head. I'm out of my head because of what you're doing to me. I can't think straight. I just want more and more and more of your intoxicating lust. And then we have the chorus one more time. And the sounds of the waves collide. And as I mentioned there, I feel like that's kind of, we know what that sound is. So anyway, I just love how they took a song like this. They called it Sextape. You might think it's one thing and it's another thing. It's just one of the most sensual, euphoric, dreamy songs you're going to hear. I don't know what the reception of the song was in 2010. I don't know what people thought of it. I've never seen any, you know, I haven't seen how people critiqued it or the album it was on what. But to me, I loved it all. I loved how it felt. I loved how it made me feel. And again, it reminded me of the 90s. It reminds me of bands like Ride, you know, something like that, that just takes you away to a different place. So I really enjoyed it. And hold the phone. So that's all I'm going to say. I got a kitty, and he's going to say goodbye now. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. He might have been just sleeping. I'll put him back, but thanks for everything. I'll talk to you guys again soon.